Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me. I am still Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com. That is still in the description below. It is still my email, and it is still your resource for inquiring about the price of this or any of our watches. Reach out to me directly for pricing. I am Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com. Today, we are discussing a model launched in 2019. It is of the Cartier Santos generation that was all new for 2018. But this Santos De Cartier Large features the 2019 dial with metallized Roman numerals, loomed broadsword hands, and a lovely smoked fume sunburst blue base. So this 2019 revision is, in my opinion, one of the best values in sports watches as a whole, and really hard to beat in the integrated bracelet steel sports watch class. It has real history behind it. Remember, 1904, the first Cartier wristwatch, the first pilot's watch, one of the first wristwatches of any kind, the original Cartier Santos, designed by Louis Cartier in Paris for his friend, Brazilian aviator Alberto Santos Dumont. At that part of his career, Santos Dumont was experimenting with dirigibles, airships. He would later move on to heavier than air flight, but lighter than air required a lot of physical effort. You needed both hands to control that machine, and so there was no way to resort to your pocket to consult your watch. So the watch on the wrist was the solution. You'd never have to take your hands off the control. Again, making this by far the first dedicated pilot's wristwatch design and the first Cartier watch design. So it's lived on with updates over the years. Some have been dressier, some have been sportier. This one is quite sporty. We'll throw it on my wrist, which is 16 centimeters in circumference, and you can see how well it wears. Really, the lugs at the edge of the case are nowhere near the edge of my wrist, and you can really see down the barrel how far inboard they are. You could wear this watch easily on a wrist as small as 14 centimeters circumference. Having a stepped and shallow case flank, it will easily slide underneath the dress cuff. And yes, it does come with an accessory strap. The better to avail yourself of the quick switch systems. This is really smart. You've got a little push button mechanism that's easier to operate when you have more fingernail than I have. I manicure my nails for these videos, things I do for love. But you can see how there's a push button release on the bottom that allows you to quickly remove the bracelet from the case. And so there are leather and rubber strap options from Cartier. This comes with a blue leather alternative that also has a separate clasp, and so you can quickly dress the watch up or dress the watch down. Now that is quick switch. There's also something called Smart Link, which is exactly what it sounds like. In fact, let me just take the bracelet off the case. It's easy enough to do. Tough for me again because I just don't have fingernails. Actually, this is easy. I'll just do it from this side. The Smart Link system is brilliant. See how there are these little tabs cut out of the bracelet? Well, if I depress that tab, the spring bar is released and it's spring loaded, so it will pop out. And then I can withdraw it and dismantle and size the bracelet myself. And they're really smart at Cartier. They realize that if they let you pull that bar out, you're going to lose it. So it has a retaining flange at its bottom, so you can't pull it all the way out. And so you can literally size your bracelet using nothing but fingernails. It is brilliant. In case you're wondering, how robust does it feel considering the many small moving parts? Honestly, it feels as though it did not have any such system. It feels as robust as if all of these links were solid. And you could see that it is nicely made. There's a little bit of a taper from the end link that connects the case down to the clasp, which is a double fold twin trigger release. So with twin trigger release, can't fly open due to violence or inertia. And you can see this little Cartier logo externally. It's a nicely decorated bracelet that does include these little skeuomorphic bolts. They are a decoration designed to reference something else while not being that something themselves, hence skeuomorphic. Here you can see I've taken the other side off the watch. And on the reverse, 100 meters water resistant. Again, it's a sports watch, but here's what they don't say. It's also highly resilient against magnetic flux densities of up to 1200 Gauss. So that's mil Gauss plus another 20%. Very impressive stuff. The dial is beautiful, and you can see one of the differences between this and the prior generations of Santos is that we have this waterfall design where the bezel flows down to trace the arc of the lugs. We also have the long-running dial side screws, which are part and parcel to the original Santos design. We have a little cabochon of faceted spinel, and then we have a polished faceted crown with little tapered crown guard structures. The case is mostly satin, though it has a nice longitudinal polished bevel, and if you look carefully, you can see that the crystal is cambered to match the curve of the case. Now on the dial, we've got loomed hands, and we're going to see how well loomed they are right now. We have that fumé smoked fade. We have these lovely metallized Cartier radially arrayed Roman numerals, including a watchmaker's 4, broadsword hour and mint hands, counterweighted lancet style seconds hand. We have a dark date disc with white printing. You can see the watch features a hacking or stop seconds function, so you can stop the seconds hand and set the watch against a reference time. It also features a quick set, so you can rapidly cycle the date. Inside, caliber MC 1847, named after the inception year of Cartier, and it is basically a drop-in replacement for an ETA 289282. They're the same size, but automatic winding, 42 hours of power reserve, hacking, quick set, 4 hertz, and it is a 23 jewel movement. This watch is simply chock-a-block with features. And remember, you get an accessory strap with the watch when you buy it. If you love this watch, reach out to me. I am still Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.